Guys, my name is Nev. Thanks for joining us on the show. How are you tonight in this grim and frostbitten? Where are you?
We are near Newcastle. We can't tell you the exact location.
No.
But we're near Newcastle.
150 years in the future, something
Yeah.
like that. Yeah.
That's awesome. And introduce yourselves if you don't mind.
Yeah, all right. I'll go first. I'm Demigod Nzambie.
Oh, I'm Priest, Miruthan. I'm the lead guitarist.
Excellent. Well, guys, I really appreciate you hanging out on the show because I like what you guys do. I think what you're doing is original and it's really pushing where metal is heading at the moment. So, you know, with this new EP, it's just been dropped, Cult of the Dead. Man, it's bringing something fresh to the scene and everyone seems to be loving it. How are you guys feeling about it?
Yeah, awesome. It's good to hear that, actually. We actually don't really come from a metal background at all. We've listened to metal forever. My first ever band was a death metal band, but that was in the early 90s. So it was like as it was happening, but I was 10 years old. So, and I played a lot of different styles in between, and then Priest has done the same. It's just lots of different styles.
Yeah, I'm playing a lot of different bands, a lot of different styles. Always had a soft spot for especially black metal. But never played in a black metal band. We're not especially a black metal band, but you know, I would and the purists would certainly not call us a true Norwegian black metal band. Well, we've got influences, but yeah, that's kind of, I've always had a soft spot for it. Never quite been able to play in a band, and now I do, which is awesome.
See, that's what surprises me. Sorry.
No, you go.
I was going to say, that's what surprises me. You're saying that, you know, you guys don't have a traditional background of doing, obviously when you first started, you know, and your influences are there, but that it sounds to me quite genuine that, you know, it's in your blood and you're writing it from a place of respect where you can tell when people do things like that and it's not genuine, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, totally. And I think it's from a total genuine place. It's just professionally, so kind of speaking for myself, professionally, I did some other styles and did it quite professionally. So there just wasn't room for me to create this. And for the last probably 10 years in my career, like it's just sat there and it's this thing I've wanted to do, and I've just slowly planned it out. So it's from a total genuine spot. It's just no space for it. And now where I am in my career, I was like, it's time to do that thing that I've wanted to do.
So what came first? Was it the concept, you know, or the music?
The concept came first. There's actually a couple of songs that I had written for a metal project that never got off the ground a couple of years before this band started. But we haven't even visited those songs yet, which the concept came around before the music. We sat down. There's kind of 3 core members that do the kind of the writing. I do majority of writing, and Priest will kind of take that. He's actually a really good sound engineer, recording sound engineer with a massive production background. So between the two of us, we get quite a good production going. And then we have another member, Ritual Priestess, that kind of does a lot of the logistics and the costuming as well.
Yeah.
So the 3 of us sat down. I had the basic concept, and then we worked on that concept. And once we'd got the concept to what we wanted it to be, I got down to writing, and that's how it all kind of flowed together.
That's unreal. I really want to know who you guys are now. I mean, I won't reveal the name I saw before, but it's interesting to me. It makes it really, I don't know. I want to know all your backgrounds and how it really brings it all together. It's really something special. Hey, like,
Yeah, we hope it is. We really hope it is.
Yeah.
And, like the whole thing of people not knowing who we are, obviously it's been done before, that kind of thing, and the concept of it's really cool, and we know eventually people will find out, and we're kind of half tongue in cheek, half serious about the whole being anonymous and stuff like that. People will find out, and then I'm kind of looking forward to, I want us to have a fair bit of space with that, a fair bit of time where people don't know, but then people will get so invested, and when they do find out, they can find out our background. And I'm actually looking forward to that as a whole process.
I like it when bands do that, where they let the music and the image speak for itself, because there's that escapism, you know, the story. And from what I gather with what you've got behind the concept of it, you've got this post-apocalyptic world, you know. I love all that stuff, man. And I want to be told a story. I want to be transported somewhere else when I listen to this stuff. And I think that's what you guys do very well. Now, how far do you want to take that? I mean, have you got like ideas for like graphic novels or even film, you know, some Netflix money?
All of the above. Yeah, like our tastes are very, you know, I'm just trying to think of the word when people have expensive tastes and they can't, you know. It's kind of that thing where, I don't mean expensive as in flashy stuff, but what we want to do is massive. Yeah. And our budget isn't massive. So we've got to be very strategic in how we do it. And I think, I hope we're doing it well, and I hope it's coming off. Well, from our kind of talking now, it seems to be coming off the way we're planning to do it. But the graphic novels, all this different stuff. We're going to do some short films and film clips. We also have a video production studio. So I'm not sure if you know, but we have our own recording studio as well. Yeah. So we also have a video production studio. So we're kind of well invested into this whole thing anyway, the whole music industry. But what we're doing here is quite elaborate, but we've got the means to do it.
Yeah. So. Yeah, we're getting there. There's a lot more law stuff coming out quite soon, so you know, get excited for that, I guess. But so that's kind of all in the works, which is really exciting.
That is, and I love that, you know, the EP is the prequel in the grand scheme of things. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So, can you give me a quick rundown in the story where that sort of kicks off?
Yeah, totally. So. I'll do it in a mix of real world and our law world. So I'd written the full album. That was the first thing I wrote, was an album. We'd gone straight to, say, in the real world, we've got a management, and so the album is going to be quite elaborate in its recording process, stuff like that. So it's going to take a fair bit of time. So we needed something out before that. So I'd planned to do this EP after the album, or maybe even after the second album. But we decided, no, it needs to come out pre the album coming out. So these songs were actually written after the album was fully written. So the album started at, we'd kind of entered this world that we'd gone through a load of shit to get to these gates. We'd gone through into this world, and we'd started to realize how shit the world actually is. So that's the real life. No, that's the law. But so the EP is leading up to that. The EP is us kind of as people working out. The Survive the Blast was, there'd been this big blast that we don't know what it is yet. Still to where the law is, as people know it, we don't know what that is yet. Something has happened. Something has stopped civilization as we knew it. So Survive the Blast is the 8 members have survived that, and they've been funneled into this area. At the barricades is we go into where there's military gates. So it's this bottleneck funnel that they put people through, and basically they need to kill a load of people off because there's just too many people for this new world, and they're going to be killed anyway. So they're killing these people off at these gates. The 8 of us get through. We kind of go into the abyss, is us going through those gates to the other side, where we don't know where to head yet. We've congregated as the 8, so it's just the 8 as it stands, and we don't know what to do yet. So that's into the abyss. Obviously, these are much more elaborate than this in their lyrical content and story behind them, but that's kind of where it's at. And then Land of the Damned is the one we did the film clip for, and that's when we start to realise really what's happening. Yeah, so Land of the Damned was actually the first song of the album, but 2 things. We needed an extra song for the EP, and it really fit with the lore and the storyline of like just that little bit more elaborate, where we do enter this world, and that world will be the album. That's kind of where we're at.
Sign me up. I'm there.
Yeah.
So, in a live setting though, is there obviously there's the costumes and the set and stuff like that. Is there a visual side to it that is going along with it as well that you're incorporating? There
is. We're finding that hard actually, because we haven't gone straight into the industry and we're as big as Ghost or there's people that have these elaborate sets. So we're still doing a lot of our shows are headline shows, but we still do some middle of the night sets. So to do a whole massive set and then put that on and pull it off in 15 minutes, it's just not going to happen. So we've got to be realistic. Where we are forming a crew as well that come around with us, and obviously you're in the music industry. I'm not sure to what extent, but there's not a whole lot of money around. So
what's money?
Yeah, that's right. We're still there. We're no different to any other small band playing around and doing their thing. But there's not enough money around for a 10-man crew and that kind of stuff. But so we've got to be realistic with how much we do, and that isn't actually a bad thing, because people that kind of get on board now will see us with our couple of props, our kind of full get up on, and then in 5 years they're going to see us with a whole lot more props and bigger venues, and we hope obviously, but that's the plan. And then for people watching us as well and coming to see us, they're going to watch that progression, which I think is an amazing thing.
Absolutely. You know what, man? I would give anything to have seen Gwar, one of my favorite bands, back in the day, like when they first kicked off, and they were just very raw. It was stuff that they pulled out of cushions and just made it work, man. Like, and you see what their production is now, even on that level with the blood and guts and all that stuff. I think you guys are in such a special time of the band before things pick up. I can't wait to see it live. I can't wait to see you guys live this week. It's going to be fucking amazing.
Cool. Yeah, we can't wait to get up there.
Yeah.
And it's funny you talk about Gwar as well. So I remember I would have been before I was 10. So whatever age I was. I remember sitting at a friend's house watching a Gore VHS that we weren't allowed to have. So the friend's house I was at, super religious, super neat home, but there was this like old, round TV that was in his bedroom in a cupboard with a VHS player under it. And I remember watching Gore video back then. So that was where the concept, the seed started, It's that long ago.
I mean, it's a really cool thing, man. It's a cool thing. But where, of course, the story, how much is that cooked for the album that you've got coming in? Is that all complete? Is it all ready to go?
It's all written, demoed to an extent where if we released it, it wouldn't actually sound too bad.
No.
So it's quite good quality demo stuff. We'll be starting the album within weeks, starting the final recording process within weeks. We're waiting on to see if we can get some funding or not. If not, we'll fund it out on our own. But we're kind of waiting. We're in the last kind of minutes of it, really, aren't we? But that'll start literally in between our Brisbane and Melbourne run is where we'll start that album.
Has much changed between, you've released the EP and now you're going back to the album? Has that sort of changed where the album has headed musically at all? Have you tweaked it or gone back and expanded on that concept now that you've sort of started with the prequel, if you know what I mean?
I say we will do a little bit as we get into the recording process. I think we've got the experience now of releasing a kind of not full length, but a decent length EP as a band now and as a production team. So I think it's definitely going to change a couple of things that we do from the demo stage for sure. And to what extent, I imagine not massively, but I can't see it not,
And did you guys all know? Oh, sorry.
Still going to go through the refining process, so that will happen in studio anyway. So, yeah.
And did you guys know each other for years prior to this?
We did, yeah. Actually, a lot of the band did.
Yeah.
A lot of the band did. So most of the band, as it gets revealed, have actually played a long time in some quite big bands as well. So you'll kind of, as time goes on, that will be released, and so there's a lot of history in the band in playing and stuff like that.
And did it take convincing for some of those people that like it's like a full metal punk project, or was it sort of the thing that everyone had sort of had in their heart and in their minds that they'd wanted to do along with you for a long time?
No, a couple of the members that I've known for a long time, and Priest hasn't known for quite as long. He's a lot younger as well. You don't know if you can see through the makeup, but he's a couple of years under me. But but yeah, it was actually a bit of a shock to them, the concept and style, and they were like, okay, like they knew I was heavily into the metal stuff, but it was just, as far as they knew, it was just this thing on the side that
Yeah.
I did all these bands, but this was the kind of side thing that he liked, but didn't think I'd ever actually do. But I put more effort than I've probably put into anything. So yeah, they were all about it.
So what would you say the influences are musically for both of you, for just your own metal, where it comes to metal? Where did that sort of, I mean, we spoke to Gore, watching Gore on the Sneaky before, but what was it for you that really sparked that fire, that metal?
Yep. So I seen I've seen a heap of metal bands over the years as well. I've seen original lineup Pantera on Vulgar Display Tour.
Ooh.
Yeah. And then over festivals, I've played a load of festivals with some bigger metal bands too. I'm a massive Behemoth fan. Just trying to think what else. Even Metallica I've seen live a few times. Big Motorhead fan. Got to meet Lemmy years ago. Got to go on stage on Slayer's last ever tour. So I got to stand on stage in Sydney. So that was pretty cool.
Playing?
No, side of stage.
Oh,
so
side of stage. Okay.
As a guest of Kerry King.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so that was pretty awesome. So yeah, just all those things together kind of are my story, but yeah, yourself?
Yeah, for me, a lot of Norwegian black metal was kind of my main background. When I was a kid, I was really into Black Sabbath and stuff when I was a kid, but when I got a little bit older, I kind of found black metal, and I found some of the death metal bands that I like Cannibal Corpse and Cattle Decapitation. But yeah, like especially when I first heard Mayhem, like Chainsaw Gutsfuck and like Gorgoroth and like all of those kind of bands, or the first couple of Satyricon albums, that was kind of what really, really, really got me into metal. And it's kind of gone on from there since I was, a lot younger. Yeah, and then that kind of led me into, I kind of really like gore grind and slam a lot as well, which doesn't really present itself very much in Miruthan. But for me, it's mainly a traditional Norwegian black metal background, if that makes sense, as far as my bread and butter of listening throughout my life.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, see, it's there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. It's just it's just the actual bands that I've kind of made a fair bit of headway with are just totally different to this. Hopefully one day you'll kind of find out and go, holy shit, okay, yep, that makes no sense, but total sense. But I think it's really helped the writing style, and I think that's what people are finding it really fresh and different. I've talked to like kind of professional touring musos that are quite humble and really get into other muso stuff, which I really like that a bit when musos are like that. But and it's kind of blowing them away how we're putting that influence into this, and people can't grasp what the influence is because they can't know the background yet. But it makes total sense once you know, and I think that's cool. And I think for people that are eventually going to kind of source that stuff out, and I think it's a bit of fun. People are going to love that. I love that they are going to love that.
On the flip side of that, I've spoken to a lot of people over the years that you wouldn't expect to be metal people. It's they just work, either they work regular jobs or they're actors or something like that, and you go, you can tell, you can sort of smell your own kind. You go, what do you listen to? And they go, like, there was a guy for my normal job who's just a normal sound dude, suit, and I could tell, and I went, what metal album you cranking? Just throw it out there. He goes, oh yeah, that latest fucking Slaughter to Prevail and stuff. And I was like, I knew it. Yeah. And then we were just talking for like half an hour instead of work stuff. So
yeah. We're a certain breed, aren't we?
Yes.
And you can tell. You can tell the breed.
Absolutely. Yeah. But this tour is going to be kicking off. So that kicks off on the Gold Coast this week in my neck of the woods, right?
Yep. You got Gold Coast?
Yeah.
Yeah, sweet.
It's Thursday, right?
It's Thursday, yeah.
At MOSH.
Yeah,
Yeah, man, MOSH is great. Especially, make sure you send them your big logo or any videos you got, because they got a projector and it's gonna look fucking unreal.
Oh, nice.
We have a video made up for the back of stage actually, so
that will work well.
Do it.
It's got a load of it's a mix of kind of wilderness stuff, and there's some Australian kind of wilderness in there, and it's quite good.
I'm so keen. But where's obviously there's Brisbane, and then where does the rest of the year and the tour take you guys?
So we've got Melbourne, Sunbury. So it's a little town out of Melbourne, and that's
it. So we've just come off Tasmania that we did 2 weeks ago. I think. So we did Launceston from Hobart, and then before then Newcastle, Sydney, Canberra, Newcastle, and then I can't remember now. But yeah, so we're kind of smack bang in the middle at the minute.
Yeah, middle of the tour at the moment.
Okay.
So yeah, we're on our last, well, not last legs, but it's So Melbourne is Sunbury will be our last show.
Last show of this tour.
For this tour will be.
And then we've got a couple of things planned for the rest of the year. We've got to give space for the album, obviously. And then we've got some big things happening next year, which we can't say. We've actually signed an NDA saying we won't.
Oh, come on. It's your mate, Nev. You can tell me. No.
So, that's some quite big stuff. So that's super exciting for us. So there's big things on the horizon.
Excellent. My drummer is playing in another band, bands that are playing with you over the weekend. So it's going to be cool. Yeah. Shout Christian, he plays in 308 and Megatron. So
no.
Yeah.
We'll make sure we say hey. That's awesome.
Yeah, and I'll be there. I'll be there on the Goldie. I can't wait. It's going to be unreal.
Yeah, no, it'll be a lot of fun.
What are Thursday nights usually like there?
It depends, but I think this lineup's pretty solid. So the Gold Coast is, can be a bit funny, but Thursday night with the lineup there, I think it's going to be pretty sick.
Nice.
Cool.
Yeah,
very excited.
Fuck yeah,
can't wait.
Unreal. Well, guys, I'm keen to say hello to you, but I don't know. Do you do the thing where you are you going to be hiding your identities when you rock up to the venue?
Sometimes we do, just depending on the venue. But we'll come and say hello whether we're clothed or not.
Excellent.
So if we don't have the stuff on, I'll come and say hello anyway. But it'd be good.
Yeah, awesome. And is it on vinyl? Can I grab a copy on vinyl?
It isn't yet. It's only digital at the moment. Funds are the only thing that are keeping us from doing vinyl and all that stuff. So this band's actually less than a year old. So from the original concept, it's a bit over a year old, but we haven't even, the band members haven't been in it for a year yet. It's only about 8 months.
Yeah.
So we're doing some pretty big stuff, but the wallets don't match the actual kind of the tours and everything we're doing. So it'll all come in good time. But it's just kind of, it accelerated a lot bigger and quicker than we even anticipated, which is a great thing. But the downside to it is, as we said, some of the stage stuff, the props and the vinyl and all that kind of stuff. But it's all planned and in the works.
It's that money thing. I'm also a broke musician, so I know exactly. You try, you do what you can, but you guys are absolutely killing it and doing amazing with whatever you're doing with the art side of things. It looks expensive. So, lads, I'm totally behind you, and I can't wait to see you this week and then on those bigger stages. But in the meantime, we're going to have all the links down here and on the show notes on the website and stuff. Take care. Enjoy your beers and your fire there. I wish I was there hanging with you.
Yeah, it's quite good here, actually.
Absolutely. Oh, mate. Oh, well, guys, thanks again. It's been really cool.
Thanks for
thank
your
you.
time
Yeah,
too.
really
We
appreciate
really
it.
appreciate it.